David is giving me a hard time about my sweatshirt today.
I see no wrong in it.
I got this shirt and I like it, but Santa doesn't have any eyeballs.
It bothers me.
Well, then he can't see you when you're sleeping or know when you're awake because he does not have eyes.
That's good, because that would make him super creepy.
So, anyway, you can't please everyone, as we learned over the weekend. Right, David?
We had quite a few YouTube comments asking for slower content where we went step by step. And then we also had quite a few comments asking us to make it fast motion all the time and stop talking like we're doing now.
Yes. But with that being said, for those of you that have been around a while, you know that we have a variety of videos. Some are fast, some are slow. Just depends on what's going on. We kind of tailor the videos to the design that day. And if we're doing kits and DIY tutorials, we want you to have the step-by-step instructions that you need to complete your project, which is what we're doing today. David is going to do a mantelpiece. He is going to do a mailbox cover / swag, and he's going to do a door swag. And it's going to be a little bit slower because you want to see where he's putting stuff so you can replicate this at home, right? So if that's not your game, maybe find a different video. We've got so many.
Or we'll do it slow and you just hit that speed up button.
Hit the little speed button.
Like 2 times, 3 times, 4 times.
Yeah.
And just burn right through it.
Go right on through it.
Then we don't talk at all.
That's right.
Or if we do, we sound like chipmunks.
For the rest of you that are here and you want to learn, we are ready to get started, aren't we?
Sure. Why not?
Let's go.
This is our 30-inch mixed pine teardrop swag, door swag. But today we're going to be using this first as a mailbox cover. So we're going to take 2 of them and put them down where the hooks themselves are going to kind of overlap and come together. And really all you have to do is take a couple of pieces of pine, one from each teardrop. And we're just going to bread, twist tie, whatever you call those things. That's what I call them. Bread ties, twist ties. We're just going to twist a couple on each side together. And we've got a mailbox swag. So one thing to keep in mind, if that's something that interests you, is that's really all it takes. If you're interested in a mailbox swag frame, this works perfectly for those things. So you've got your 2 pieces and we've just wired them together. First thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding our Santa ribbon. And this I love. I actually just found this in the warehouse the other day. I think this is so great. It's kind of a retro Santa print, Santa face with candy canes. And it is kind of a off-white background, red back on it, but it just reminds me kind of a retro Santa that I would see my grandmother or somebody have a long time ago. And we're going to be using this for a bow to go on our mailbox swag. So one thing that we're going to do, and something to keep in mind when you're buying ribbon, is this is a vertical print. So that means that all the Santas are facing vertically, and when we tie a bow, that works great because some will be facing one side, some will be facing the other. So they're going to face horizontally once we've got a vertical print. When you buy a horizontal print and you start tying bows, half of the print is going to be facing up and half of the print is going to be facing down. That's just how that works. So if you do buy something that's like, you know, Santa's sleigh or something as a scene and you want a bow tied out of it, maybe think about it for just a little bit. Depends on what the pattern is, but some work better than others. And that's just something to keep in mind. We're tying a pretty loose, largish bow. And we're really just going to do about 3 loops on this side. So what I will tell you is that when I tie a ribbon like this, that's going to be a vertical if I end up with my two tails, one's upside down. So you can just not have that tail to start with and add it in at the end. It depends on how you want to do it. But I'm just letting you know, I'm going to cut that one off and then I'll add it back here on the bottom. Just easy, so if you happen to have it as a tail, because that's how we normally teach you to tie, is to leave that tail to begin with. You can not tie any tails at all and leave that for the end, and then you don't have to worry about it, but up to you. So this is just easy 3 loops on either side. I know you can make this one, but we are going to make a couple of these because this is going to go on one side. So we're basically making a door swag just horizontally, and we're making 2 and they're mirror images of each other. So if you can keep that in mind, that works pretty well for both. And I am going to leave a little bit of a space here in the middle because I've got a fairly large present that's going to go right there.
Ooh, presents.
Yeah, because, you know, Santa's got to be delivering something,
Look,
right?
And this Santa has eyes.
He does have eyes.
You like the ones with eyes.
Well, it does does make me think it's less creepy when they see you when you're sleeping. At least they have eyes to see you when you're sleeping. And then we're going to take our tails. We're going to tuck those, just find a piece of pine. We're going to tuck that together. Let it have a little bit of body right there. Curve. And then we're going to fold, cut, so we get that nice tailored look to this. We're going to go further down with one. This one has the longer piece, so we're going to go further down with it than the other one. And then we can fold and cut this one. Second bow made, and wiring it down, shaping it out. Same concept, we're going to go further down one side, tuck some ribbon in, fold, cut, and then same thing on the other side. And then we've got our mailbox swag started. Like I said, I saved a little room in the middle for our package that we're going to be putting in. Large package, gift box that we're going to be adding. So we can just about go ahead and add that in. I've got these tinsel sprays that have the red and green balls on them, and I like those with the ribbon because it looks very retro to me. And you can do this with glue or without glue at this point. I'm really just sticking one in and using a piece of the pine to wrap around it and hold it into place. And we'll do that on either side. Like I said, we're doing mirror images. So if you do it on one side, you're going to have to do it on the other. And like I said, we don't necessarily have to have any glue right here. But I am going to not need this super long stem. You can use it if you want to, but I'm going to cut about 6 inches off. And then we're still going to use this piece the same as we did on the other side. Try and keep about the same amount that we did hanging off. Over there, we are going to put a little hook on this one and hook it in so that we can put a twist on that. And that's in there for as long as you want it to be, till you really intend it to come out. Now, we cut this piece because what we're going to do to attach our styrofoam gift box here is we're going to dip this, after I bent this wire into a little U shape, we're going to fix this here, and then I know you can't really see this, but I'm going up underneath to try to push this in to the package.
And we use a glue pan with melted glue chips in it, but you can use a glue gun.
You could, yeah. But that way, our package fits nice into the middle of where our bows are, gives us that nice focal point. And then we're going to fill in with some of these other sprays around the sides. And I like the tinsel spray because it just really makes me think of retro things that I remember from my childhood. A lot of silver and tinsel and reds and greens, sometimes golds, but you know, just a lot of mixture. We're gonna go into the sides here, like I said, and really what we're gonna do is we're going to go a little bit closer to the center on this one, and then on the one on the opposite side we're going to go a little bit further away from the center so that we can change that up a little bit, keep it a little asymmetrical. We won't want it 100% perfect. And then we've got wire on these pieces so we can always move these back around to different places. I also have a couple of smaller packages that we're going to be using. Same concept. I'm going to make myself a U shape. Dip that in a little glue. I've got some small packages that we're going to be putting a little further down and trying to go around our main frame here and into that styrofoam of the package so it will stay at the angle you want it to, and that's not coming out. Same thing, other side. I also have this translucent red with a silver edge, and that also makes me think of very retro things. So we're going to do a couple of little bows in that as well. And we're going to be going kind of under the package on the side. So I only did a couple loops on each side for this one. We're going to make a few of those.
Yeah, this might be a little harder to tie.
No, it's not really that much harder.
Okay, I just know that the material is different. So
it is a little different material, but it shouldn't be really any harder. It does have wire on it.
Which we love. We love the wire.
The twisting takes a little more effort, I think, but other than that, pretty similar to a regular bow. And we're just going to cut. We're going to cut these at angles instead of the normal where I cut my tails in them, because I don't necessarily need the tail for this ribbon. I don't think it works as well. Sometimes I'll do different things, but we're going to do this the same on the opposite side as we did the front. We're going to wire this almost underneath the package.
Why don't you tie this one left-handed?
Okay.
Remember the customer asked about a left-handed bow?
My fingers don't work like that.
Challenge accepted, huh?
I mean, I'm going to tie it. I don't know how long it will take. I think I did it backwards.
What do you think? Now you know how the rest of us feel tying a bow with our dominant hand.
This is awkward.
I know this is how I feel when I'm tying a bow with my right hand sometimes. Feels uncomfortable, doesn't it?
They're left-handed scissors.
Are those left-handed scissors?
I don't know.
You got them upside down. The scissors, I think. Turn your scissors upside down.
Ha!
You did it!
We made it happen.
You did it. There you go. It's not too shabby. How do you feel about it?
It's not as tight as I would like a normal bow to be, but it will pass in a pinch.
Pass in a pinch. In a left-handed pinch.
Yes.
You need to be good at tying bows with both hands because something could happen to your right hand. And then what you going to do?
You never know what's going to happen.
I mean, we hope not, but, you know, you could have some type of, even a minor injury.
I'm surprised you don't have me out here tying bows with those little plastic tiny hands.
Oh, that'll be our next challenge. Tiny hand bow tying.
So we are just kind of going in around the Santa bow that we already tied so that we fill that in a little bit more. And now this one will be the correct way because we do not have 3 more hours to tie.
It really didn't take you that long.
Left-handed bow. It was really annoying.
It didn't take you that long though. But maybe it'll help you have some compassion for those that are...
But they're dominant with the other hand anyway. Like, what difference does it make?
I mean, I'm just saying for people who aren't able to tie bows efficiently, that's how it feels, kind of, I think.
I see. So that's what that was about.
That's what it was about.
It wasn't necessarily a can you tie bow.
So it's kind of like, you know how I'm all into the personality test. It's sort of like the Myers-Briggs type indicator where...
Oh my God. MBTI! Here it comes. I'm fixing to get tested again.
David has had to take every personality assessment. I don't think a lot of people probably know that about me, that my education is in
That's probably true.
counseling. So
Yeah,
I had
Jen's
to study.
actually got a master's degree in counseling.
And I had to study a lot of different things, including the MBTI, but I actually used it when I worked.
When you had a real job?
Yeah, when I had a job at the college. But it's one of those things where everyone has preferences, and it's not that you can't do it the other way, but it just doesn't feel good. So, like, for example, you are more introverted. You get your energy from being away from people, but you can people and be okay.
Depends on the setting and what we're talking about.
And that's true.
Because if we're talking about people, I got nothing to say.
That's true. You're good about not talking about people.
Well, I think the idea is if we're just going to talk about other people, I don't want to be a part of it. If we're going to talk about self-growth and, you know, mysteries and the future and like what's happening with things, I'm cool with that. But if we're talking about celebrities or other people know, I have no interest in that.
Well, that's good. We shouldn't. Well, unless you're talking good things about people.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I don't like gossip. That's not a...
Pet peeve of David's is gossip.
When people start talking negative about somebody, I'm just like, I got better things to do. I'm going to go tie some left-handed bows is what I'm going to do. That sounds like a lot more fun than this.
I feel like that needs to be some kind of safe word or keyword. Left-handed bows.
We're going to be at a party and I'm going to be like, left-handed bow! we're out.
No, you can just say, hey, Jen, I need to go home and tie those left-handed bows. And I'll be like, uh-oh, he's ready to go.
So I don't shout it out. See, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, don't
I have no idea. Shout it out.
Okay.
So we've got our mailbox cover ready to go. You can bend this as much as you need to, depending on your mailbox. If you bend it super far down, you might need to adjust your bow a little bit up because we did this flat, so we may have a little bit of adjustments that we need to make. But we can also bend from here. So if you've got one of those like rounded brick mailboxes or something that's really wide, or like ours that, you know, is super wide but it's metal because Jen's always having something delivered.
Hey, easy.
That would work perfect for that occasion as well.
Okay, friends, use your imagination and pretend that this is a mailbox, but how pretty is that? I think that kind of gives you an idea. We just don't happen to have a mailbox up here in our little space. But here's you a close-up of the present, which would also look beautiful in your Christmas tree. And that ribbon that we showed you earlier, and our tinsel sprays with the ornaments. Some of the ornaments are matte finished and some are shiny. So you could use any of this on a mailbox cover, a door swag, or your Christmas tree. Okay, back with the same 30-inch teardrop.
Yep. So this is the majority of what most of our customers do with them, is they're going to use them like this for a traditional swag for your door. And again, we are going to need to be able to tie a bow. So let's be sure we're good with that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pinch this together. And I love this ribbon. This ribbon has 2 or 3 shades of green, 2 shades of red, and that's like an embroidery, like a stitched.
Yeah, let me see if I can get just hold it still and let me see if I can get that to focus correctly. There you go, leave it right there. And that's so pretty. You just don't get that detail when I'm so far back.
Yeah.
But now you can see
and
what
it's
he's doing.
kind of fuzzy. It's almost like carpet.
Carpet.
Carpet ribbon.
But it's
That's a new
embroidered.
thing.
It's considered embroidered.
I think it is embroidery. It looks like it's all loose, looped, stitched on there. So we are gonna pinch that together, fold. We're gonna keep doing that. So this would be great ribbon for garlands, for your Christmas tree, all those kinds of things. But we're gonna be using it for this swag. We're going to tie about a 5-yard bow here. Which for me, when I do this size of a bow, that's about 4 loops on either side.
We do have a ribbons and bows playlist that we refer to often, where David shows you how to tie a bow. That's very thick ribbon too.
It is very
so
thick.
Pretty.
Very thick, very luxurious. So if you're looking for a great red and green ribbon that really stands out, and like I was talking about earlier, these horizontal stripes work great for bows because they're going to end up actually being vertical stripes. Bow tied, and then we're going to go in real close to the top of the swag here. Just leave a couple of pieces of pine above it, and we're going to twist that together. Get the shape fixed a little bit more. We're going to cut a couple of tails, so we're going to fold this cut here. Same thing on the other side. I like to make those a couple of different lengths so they're not exactly even. It really bothers me when they're exact. But then what we're going to do is we need some of this ribbon throughout the swag. So we're going to start up here toward the top. And we're just going to fold this together, pinch it pretty tight. And then we're going to take a piece of the pine. Now that's hard to see right there. I've got it with one. Let's see if I can do this with one hand.
Yeah, there we are.
So we're just going to do that, and we're going to wrap this piece of pine around that little knot we made so that when you tug on that a little bit, it's not going to come out. And then we're going to make a little loop. Like this is what this would look like in your Christmas tree. We're going to make a little loop on the other side. Again, we do not want these to be exact down the middle. Let's let one kind of go one way, one go the other way. Come back more toward the center. Scissors. And cut. And I have a lot of customers that, because we have 30-inch swags, and some people want longer ones because they have taller doors. We actually sell 38-inch and 46-inch swags, but I think we're mostly sold out of the others, and people are going, oh no, what am I going to do? And I go, don't worry, we've got you covered. All you have to do, if you want to make this bigger, is we're going to take this magnolia stem, and we're going to stick this right in the top, in the middle, and we're going to use a little piece of pine for that main stem there. We'll let that go. Try and let you see somewhat what I'm doing, so that this magnolia can just rest in the middle of this bow here. And we've got pine and balls going up toward the top. We're going to take a little bit of our cherished jumbo ball spray. Cherished ball spray, sorry, we have a jumbo version. Trying to remember which one's which. Wire cutters in my pocket. I'm going to cut this so that we end up with an extra piece. And we're going to put that right inside. We're going to dip this in a little glue. And then we're going to be going right beside where we put our magnolia. And then we're again going to take a piece of pine and wrap it around this stem to hold it in place where you want it. I'm going to bring part of this ball stem around to the front into the bow so that we end up with some up here, some in the middle of the bow, and then I am left with another piece that we're going to put on the opposite side. So we're going to cut, glue, and stick that in. And then again,
Can you go faster?
I'm sorry?
Can you go faster? Just kidding.
Yes, I can. I will not explain anything. So we've got that in. Then we're going to do similar down here toward the bottom. We're going to use our magnolia. Now, just a reminder, the magnolia is going to come to you flattened out like this. You're going to have to pull the magnolia up a little bit, pull the pine out a little bit, shape this a bit how you want it to be shaped, because it's not going to come in a package perfect. And then we're just going to fold the magnolia petals out.
I have a song that we should put with this process.
Something about magnolias?
No.
No.
Shape, shape, shape. Shape your florals. Shape your florals.
That's going to be a #1 million hit.
Hey, somebody will have that stuck in their head.
Yeah.
When you get your stuff in, shape, 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 shape your florals.
We're also going to put a little hook on the stem, dip that in a little bit of glue, and then we're going to push this up, let it come down and kind of hook around the main frame. And we're going to use a piece of that pine yet again to wire that into place. And this is getting bigger and longer every time we add something to it. So if you feel like, you know, the 30-inch swag isn't big enough, it may just be because you haven't added anything to it yet. And these magnolia branches are so easy to make something like this happen because they've got so much already on them and attached that really a lot of this is already done for you. You don't have to do as many individual pieces. We're going to add that there. And we're going to add a little more of our ball spray because we want what we did at the top to coordinate with what we've done throughout. So cut that up. Always attaching a piece of the vinyl from the swag itself, which is the great thing about these. Lots of tips on them so that you can attach things really easily. But once you hook that pine onto it, you can see it's not going to go anywhere. The glue is great. You can use it if you want to. You don't have to. That's the great thing about adding that hook and that piece of pine attached to it is the glue is not necessary, only for a few things such as the ornaments, the package. Man, I need to put some glue on my screw up here.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, my glue was probably dry when I put this in. Won't matter at all because it doesn't have to be. Might want to straighten this back up though. Okay. Awesome. Now, do have a little bit of green that we want to add to this. We are going to add this curled tinsel spray, and it will kind of shape out like so.
While David is getting this ready to go in, I do want to remind everybody about our Christmas tree giveaway that is going on. If you go to our website, shopdavidchristopher's.com, at the top you'll see Christmas tree giveaway entry form. When you click on that, there'll be an entry form, and we are going to be giving away a tree and all the red and green decor to go with it.
Very similar to this.
That's what I was thinking. It's very similar to the colors that we've been using today in the video. And we were reading some of the entries the other night. I was at home going through some of them because we're going to have a committee that votes on them, but David and I are going to try to stay out of that process and just let the committee choose the winner. But I was crying real tears because some of you applied and told us some of the most beautiful stories and some of the ways that we had brightened your day or your spirits during the Christmas season. And it was just very heartwarming.
I look over and Jen's just crying. I'm going, what's wrong? She was on her computer. She was reading entries.
Yeah, so then I started reading them to David. And I was like, listen to what happened to this person. Oh my gosh, I can't take it. So, or some of it was not necessarily anything sad. It was just the way you wrote about the difference we had made in your life during a trying time. And those really are the comments that we need to focus on and pay the most attention to when people are encouraging us and thanking us for encouraging them. Because sometimes you wonder if it matters at all what you're doing or what you're saying.
Sometimes you do wonder. And sometimes it's hard to not get weary of doing good. Sometimes you try to do good things, and
the Bible tells us, do not grow weary doing good.
It's like we're gonna give this Christmas tree away, and we can't give one to everybody, even though we wish we could.
I know.
Oh my gosh. I really gotta get a better hanger situation.
We say that every
one
time.
day.
One day.
But I never have time
I know.
to do anything about it. So one day. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, that we wish we could give everybody a tree.
Yes, we do.
But we can't do that. But we can give one away. And that will brighten somebody's day, hopefully,
I hope so.
quite a bit.
I hope it does. And who knows? Through the entries, I may send some other people some.
Yeah, I think Jen was like, at some point, I don't care. We have to do something for these people.
I know. My heart was moved to compassion for some of the people and the struggles that you're going through. And I'm a feeler, so.
Very much. I remember when we were dating and those long distance commercials would come on. Jen was over there crying. I'm like, it's a commercial.
Yeah,
they're trying to get you to buy, whatever service.
Probably a refill your calling card.
Yeah.
Anybody remember those?
That was fun.
I had my calling card number memorized because I used it often to call from payphones and whatnot.
Who were you calling?
Usually my mother. I was a responsible child. I tried to keep her in the loop of where I was and what I was doing.
You very much were.
I didn't want her to worry. So
I was like, nothing bad happened, nothing to call about. Now I'm going to add some ornaments. This is our velvet ball with dripping sequins ornament. We have these in a couple of sizes, I think a couple of colors, but velvet ball with the sequins coming down. So there was a little bit of debate on how I was going to put these in there. I wanted to add them like so, but Jen's suggesting that I add them with more green because she said I already have enough red and sparkle in there. So she's wanting me to do them like this, which is fine with me. So we're going to do them that way.
But you can do them if you like the more sparkle.
And, a lot of these things are going to be actually on sale. I forgot to mention that.
Ooh.
We're changing the prices on some of these things.
Yeah.
And we also have a discount going on right now at the moment. So they'll be on sale and then on sale some more. But
we also have a closeout sale going on.
Well, that's what they're going
to be in the closeout sale? Okay.
So
go ahead.
Lots of options to hang these, this way, or if we want to add them this way. And these look great in trees also. But
definitely, I think if you're going to put them in a tree, you'd want the red sparkle to show. But I just would it's just an experiment. I want to know how they're going to look.
Candy canes or lollipops or whatever.
It looks like a lollipop. I want to see what they're going to look like this. Just sort of experimental.
This is a little experimental.
Yeah.
So we're going to do them like so.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just taking one of the stems that we've cut off of something, glued it, jammed it down in there, which you need to do. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to bend this around like so. And again, the glue at this point is entirely optional. Like, that's not going to come out because I've hooked it around the main frame. So you can glue it in if you want to or not, but it'll come off the wall a lot easier, then this will come out of the actual swag.
Another lollipop?
Another lollipop. So we are going to put this one up here, kind of behind our magnolia. So if we can get it in there and let this kind of bend around it a little bit. Hopefully not pull the swag off of the wall again. Maybe not.
I mean, I like it like that.
Yeah, looks good with the green. The green really works well with the stripe and the ribbon. So the only thing really left to do is, since I ended up with this tail kind of coming out to one side, I'm going to cut just another little piece and go out the other side. And again, if you want this longer, bigger, you know, you can make the ribbon as long as you want it to be, and that will definitely work if you've got 12-foot doors or whatever size doors you have and you want to make it bigger. You can always add more ribbon. Okay, we're moving on to our mantelpiece. We're going to be using white teardrops, and same thing kind of with our mailbox swag. We're going to take a few pieces of pine and we're going to twist tie them together until we get one solid swag out of this that we can work with. Get it kind of even, bend it together. And then I have lots and lots of Santa themed ribbon that we're going to be using. And we're going to be putting all of this ribbon on sale on the website. These are some of our best sellers. We have Santa's Laundry, because, you know, he just got home from delivering presents and he hung up all of his stuff to dry off because it was so snowy and wet. And he just forgot it and left it there. Mm. Love Santa's Laundry ribbon, the embroidered. And then we have Joy embroidered, like candy cane embroidered with a red edge. We have Santa's, this fuzzy white and red. It's kind of like that ribbon we just used. This one's just on like a faux du peony. White with red fuzzy stitching and black buttons, because Santa's got black buttons.
That's Santa's suit.
Santa's suit.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you can make yourself a Christmas sweater out of that. I love that. Look, guys. That is perfect. Yes.
Or like a
yes.
Tuck into have Christmas dinner here.
No, it's not.
Or Christmas tie. Make a little cravat or something out of this. All right, moving on. Then we have this red velvet with the black and a little bit of gold in the center, because Santa's got gold buttons and black boots, and this just works really well with all things Santa. And the white fuzzy chenille edge. And then last but not least, we've got some white glitter with red candy canes on it, because, you know, you can't have Santa without candy canes, I think.
That sounds right to me.
I mean, you get a candy cane when you see Santa, right?
Most of the time.
So if you're good, I guess that's what happens. So we're going to be using some of these ribbons, not all of these ribbons, but we're going to be using some of these ribbons. So we are just going to cut a length of the ribbon here. We're going to twist it into the center, and we're just going to use some of this button embroidered ribbon to give us some of that red and white color. We're going to weave a little bit back and forth here. So if we start going this way, we're going to opposite on this side. And then alternate back and forth. And you can cut this a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. We're going to be mixing so many ribbons that it's really not going to matter that much. And we can, for this one, just curl the ends back around instead of cutting tails in them, since you might cut the buttons off. We don't want to do that.
Oh, that is a good point. You don't want to cut your buttons off.
Right. So then I'm also going to cut some of our candy cane ribbon as well, maybe a little longer piece of that. So we go a little further out to the edges. We're basically, when we do this, we're going to find center, make sure that's approximately the same. We're going to go into the center. We're going to twist that down toward the frame on the vinyl, and then we're going to keep going with the similar style that we just did. Well, looks like I messed up and either made these loops a little too big or these loops a little too small. Either way, I ended up with a little bit longer on one side than the other. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfectly exact. If it does bother you for any reason, you can always add more. Because you're buying the entire roll, you can always add another little piece if you so desire. Same idea, find a little spot, twist that around, instant added. So you can always add more to front, sides, wherever you want to add. Adding's always easier than taking away. So then what we're going to do is we're going to tie a couple of loops, not a lot. We just want a couple of simple loops and some tails. Doesn't have to be crazy. And then we are going to want to try to find the center. As centered as possible. Get your wire all the way through there. Sometimes my fingers don't fit too well. Okay. And we're just going to pull that tight. We're going to cut some tails in this. We are going to do a couple more similar, but instead of doing them exactly the same, what we're going to do is, I'll just try and bring this over here to show you, is we're going to get a length of ribbon here, and then we're going to tie one loop. So to save time, I'm just going to rip these pieces off, just grab the whole bunch. Rip, grab the whole bunch, rip, and that paper will pull off. And then we can more easily make a little curl there, dip this in some glue, and we're going to add some of that darker red color that we got in our Santa hat throughout the swag here.
That's so fun.
This is super easy stuff to use, I will say. If you are looking for a more beginner level something, this tinsel spray stuff is really hard to mess up.
Yeah, it is amazing to me how some products are much easier to use and work with than others, depending on your level of expertise. And as you grow and learn, you can start to work with almost any product. But
well, it's like adding glass to something that's, like this would be a little bit difficult for some people. It just depends. Everybody's a little different, but like I said, these are super easy if you're looking for something Super easy to work with and bright and festive.
You can even, once you get this together, once you take it down at Christmas time, keep it all in one piece, store it in one piece, and put it back up next year. Just fluff it, shape it, pull on your, you can even put, what is it, you can stuff like some paper.
Yeah, we usually do like
between the ribbon.
paper towels or something, butcher paper kind of underneath the loops, because that really helps hold its
keep the
shape a little bit better. We're also going to be adding some of these elegant ball picks in red white. Great little add-in when you need some Christmas ornament, but don't necessarily need like a large Christmas ornament. You can add the little ball spray, you get some shiny, some matte, and really pops.
Actually, Santa's suit is not the one I said was Santa's suit. It's the other one.
It's Santa's buttons.
We have Santa's suit laundry. Yeah, Santa's buttons.
Santa's just running around naked somewhere.
We got all his clothes.
We got all his clothes on ribbon.
All of his clothes. Candy cane print.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Awesome. You're making comments about Santa running around naked. We're going to use Santa's suit poinsettia stem with the pearl, Santa's suit pearl poinsettia stem, something like that. We're just going with it. We're trying to get finished.
Because we know y'all got places to be and people to see and presents to wrap and trees to decorate.
Just like us.
Who has started their Christmas shopping? That's what I want to know.
I have. You have.
I have to start
early. We know
early.
this.
I have to start early.
Jen's more of a shop like 6 months or 6 years ahead of time kind of person. Do you not remember when we moved from our old house to our new house and you were finding presents that you had bought for people that had no idea they were in closets?
One present. One.
Okay, present.
A present. I think everyone's done that in their life.
Had no. Oh yeah, I was supposed to give this to somebody.
But now I have an app on my phone called Santa's Bag, and I can put everyone's name and their wish list, and I can mark whether it's been purchased and where it's been put, and if it's been wrapped or not, if it's arrived or not, if it's shipping or not. I can organize all of my Christmas shopping, and I'm not even getting paid to tell people about this.
Not sponsored by Santa's Bag.
Yeah, not sponsored by Santa's Bag. But I
prices and eligibility vary state by state.
I will tell my YouTube friends because I love y'all and want to make your lives easier. So,
or if you're like me and you're a, hey, what can I get delivered the day before kind of person, that does not work.
Last minute shopper.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Are you a last minute shopper like David, or do you plan ahead and buy early like me?
Then we have a few of these. We're going to need a little bit of height here. So we're going to use some of these sequin explosion ball sprays that if you don't like a ton of glitter, these actually have like sequins threaded on string. So good option for you there. And these guys are super inexpensive if you're looking for something to fill some space without filling the budget up too much. These are an excellent option.
Is it complete?
I think we're done.
We are done with item number 3, the mantle piece.
So Jen has decided to become a Christmas showgirl.
Yes, there we go. This is painful,
in Vegas.
But gosh, I'd have to be paid a lot of money for this.
Or the Chickadee Banana Lady, just Christmas edition.
Yes. Okay, enough silliness. Thank you all for being here with us today. We hope that you join us next time.
Or
My hair
Carnival.
is all in my face.
Mardi Gras.
Help me.
I'm just thinking of other reasons you would have a gigantic swag on your head.
On your head. That's just what it made me think of when I picked it up.
Or if you're going to prom in Texas, this could be your corsage.
It could
if it's
be.
like a Christmas
It could be.
Christmas
It could be a.
themed prom.
You could wear it as a sash.
That might be too small. So
it may be too small.
You'd have to beef it up a little.
You'd have to beef it up a little bit. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like the video, comment, and let us know if you would use any of these in your home and what you like to use as far as I'm struggling.
Showgirl headpiece?
Yeah, would you wear this as a showgirl headpiece? We're being a little extra today, but that's okay because we are surviving, making it. We're gonna make it through December. We're gonna make it through December.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Bye.